Hi guys, I'm Alex from Mason Lifestyle. I hope everybody is doing well, and if this is your first time, hello, and please go ahead and subscribe. So last week I talked about the butterick and new look patterns that I had mentioned that they are not in the somethingdelightful.com website. I believe all of the patterns are perhaps being merged and they are being moved into the Simplicity website. We haven't seen them. It's still a week later from when my video launched and I haven't seen anything. So of course, earlier this week, I went to my local Joann's. There's two nearby, one 5 minutes away and another one almost like 20 minutes away. And I usually don't tend to go. But when I do, I just kind of spend a little extra 10 minutes looking around and see if there's anything that I haven't seen. And sure enough, there they were, the McCalls. And new patterns that they, of course, not on the website. So it leads me to believe that perhaps the big four are kind of holding back on adding new things to the website because maybe they are going to be releasing it all on the new Simplicity website. And Mimi and Brittany J. Jones, they had talked about this, that we're going to be seeing some new PDFs for out of print patterns. And it was all going to be released on the Simplicity website. And since it's going to be a brand new website, we haven't seen it. I suspect it's something that's going to be taking them quite a long time, but I thought that while we wait and the website is released, that I tell you more about the McCalls patterns. Guys, there are some great patterns out there, some new ones, some vintage ones. There are some costume patterns, some patterns for kids. I did not take pictures of any of those, but there are some patterns for kids. Just as Mimi had said, they are expanding the size range and they are splitting it on the envelopes. But with further ado, let's just start. And guys, I will put a picture up. I did take pictures of the back, but I'll just reference it kind of like sizing. I didn't take pictures of everything, but I tried to take as much pictures of what I saw as I could. Is it all of it? No. So here we go. So the first pattern that I found is McCall's 8379. And guys, this looks like it is a vintage pattern reproduction. It looks like it is a wrap dress in two different lengths. I thought it was beautiful. I have not seen, there has this like stamp or label and it says vintage pattern reproduction includes additional size and options and cutting layouts. And then it says authentic. What does that mean? Don't ask me. I think I'm probably going to get this pattern once they go on sale, which I have to find out if that is this week. So stay tuned for that. I'll definitely let you know. And the community tab below if it is. But I thought that was a beautiful pattern, very youthful, and also appropriate if you are older like me. So another McCall's vintage pattern is McCall's 8380. Again, this is a one shoulder piece with a bow, and it looks like it's only one version. So again, another vintage pattern. They had asked a long time ago if we wanted to see some more of these vintage reproductions. So it seems like they are, again, listening to us. And this also, I don't know if you guys noticed, on the pattern, it has a QR code. So it seems like somebody is working on some sort of a sew along for this pattern. I know that the Know Me patterns have it on their patterns where you can just scan the pattern and it gives you a link to the sew along, which is perfect if you're a beginner or perhaps if you are advanced, an advanced maker and you just want to sew with someone in the background, or perhaps there's a tricky spot and you might need a little help. I think that's kind of fun to have. Then here is also McCall's 8381. And guys, this is a vintage Laura Ashley pattern. It is from the 80s. So again, we're seeing vintage patterns from the 70s, 40s, 80s. So it looks like it is a nightgown. So probably not something I would be interested in, but perhaps I'm sure there's a lot of Laura Ashley fans out there that may like this one. And then this next pattern really caught my eye. I know that Brandy Joan is another new designer for McCalls, and she had released a pattern before. I think it was like a jumpsuit and something else. Honestly, I did not pay attention. I've been trying to kind of really be a little bit more exact about what I am purchasing as far as patterns, and being a little bit critical with myself and ask myself, are you really going to wear that? If the answer is no, then I just go ahead and bypass it. But I thought that this was a beautiful pattern. And yes, I'm sure some of you are going to say it's got a cutout. Guys, remember, you can, if you know what you're doing, then you can just close that up and move on with life. But this is McCalls 8382. This is a beautiful, beautiful dress from Brandy Joan. It has two different lengths and two different types of sleeves. It has almost like a sweetheart neckline with a little bit of a cutout right under the bust line. I think it's a beautifully done pattern. I love View B. Probably one of those that I'm going to buy, and I'm going to probably close that cutout and keep going with life. And it looks like it's going to have also a sew along online. And guys, that pattern from Brandy Joan, that is all the way sized up to 26. So it's going to go from size 8 all the way from size 26. And size 26, the finish garment measurements for the bust will be 49 and a half. For the waist, it will be 42 and a half. And for the hips will be 52 and a half. So again, that's pretty nice that they are offering that. And then another Brandy Joan pattern. This looks like it is a knit pattern. It's McCalls 8383, kind of like a fun number. And again, it's got two different views. One with mostly like a boat neckline with looks like sleeveless with like a little bit sleeve detail, and also a square neckline with both of them have side slits in different lengths. Another fun pattern. The fun thing about this pattern, it does also have a cutout in the back. Again, guys, if you don't like the cutout, you know what to do. Just keep the fabric going. Just adjust the pattern. And it looks like this pattern also is going to be sized from size 8 all the way from size 26. And again, with around the same types of finished garment measurements. So if you see it out there, definitely check it out. So here is another pattern. It's McCalls 8384. And guys, this is where we start seeing some of the patterns in different size ranges. This pattern also have a sister pattern, and it's M8385, and that goes from 30 women's all the way from 38 women's, but it is a button-down dress with a little bit of a gathered sleeve that just makes it a little bit puffy. It's got a dropped waist with some gathers. I think it's very interesting. You have 3 different views: view A, view B, and view C. One without the gathers at the waist, which I think that would be the view that I would prefer. But when you look at the next size pattern, same different views. I think it's a cute pattern to have. Again, it's a button-down dress. I think we have tons of those. But this also has princess seams, so definitely take a look at this one. Here is another pattern in different size ranges. This is McCall's 8386. And this also has a sister pattern. It's McCall's 8387. And guys, same thing. It is a top, and this one has separate pieces for different bust cups from A, B, C, and D cup sizes. It is a top with an empire waistline, and it's got a little bit more of a loose peplum, if we can call that. And then it's got a little bit of a, I mean, can we call it a leg of mutton sleeve? So UB's got more of like a leg of mutton sleeve. I don't know if I care for that, but perhaps someone does. I don't know if this is something that would be flattering to me. Perhaps somebody else is, and maybe this is kind of like the style, but again, it is also available in a larger size range. Let's see, the larger size range, the finished garment measurement for a double D bust cup is 63 and a half. And then they give you a length from the back of the neck, 28 and a half. So yeah, it's a larger range. Here is another pattern, and it's McCall's 8388. What is up with all these big sleeves? I know that T from Crumpets Tea and Sewing said, Alex, it's for people like me, so we don't have to adjust the sleeves. I'm like, you know, right, T, you're right. I can totally adjust these, but man, I just don't like them. But anyways, so it's another top, and this does not have a sister pattern for a larger size range. It does have a square neckline in 4 different views, one with a peplum, with or without the sleeves, or perhaps some gathered sleeves, and kind of also a gathered cuff, and one with a bow. Not loving it. Perhaps somebody else is, but cute little pattern for somebody out there, just not me. McCall's 8389. Guys, this is a skirt, and you have 3 different lengths. I don't know why this looks somewhat familiar. Maybe not. Like I usually say, if you've never seen it before, it's new to you. So I do love view B with the pockets in front and the zipper up and down. It gives it more of like a denim vibe. So great little pattern. And it looks like it goes up to size 20, from size 4 to size 20 on that pattern. And it also has a sister pattern, which is M8390, and that goes up to 28 women's. So again, 3 different views. Great little pattern to have, and it looks like there's going to be a sew along for this. You have also McCall's 8392. This looks like a nightgown with some fringe, which is kind of fun. And then also a pair of pants with a little bit of a, it's got a little bit detail at the bottom in 2 different lengths, shorts and also long pants, and then a top. Isn't that like 2 different nightgowns? Okay, let's keep going. Not loving it, but okay. It's out there. And guys, this is definitely sleepwear. Sizing is gonna be from 8 to 26. And again, nightgown. There are also a couple of patterns for men's, and this is McCall's 8393. You get a jacket with a couple of different pocket views. Look at version A with the pocket that opens sideways. I'm sure guys probably like that. Maybe perhaps a phone or something that they just needs to be slipped in. A pair of shorts, and then also a pair of cargo pants Again, this is for men's. And then, which I thought was curious because I haven't seen costume patterns for a while from McCalls. I know that they used to have the McCalls cosplay patterns. And if you are a diehard cosplayer, then you probably love these patterns. I got a few of those. I know that my daughter really had her eye in a few of these patterns, and I'm a little sad that I didn't get more because they are quite intensive, which is great. But these are some period costumes, and this is McCall's 83.97. And guys, this has a top, I don't even know what to call this, kind of like a mid skirt or an apron, and then a skirt. So again, lots of details. I think it's beautifully styled too. Another McCall's costume pattern. It's McCall's 83.99. And this actually has, maybe not, or maybe, not quite sure, no. So I thought it had a sister pattern, but it does not. So it's got a top, kind of like a cowboy jacket with some suede and also a vest in what looks to be a shirt or kind of like a bandana. So again, some kind of fun costumes out there. And this looks like it's by the historic clothing specialist Nancy Ferris Thee. So probably know that somebody that knows what the heck they're doing. And then another costume, that's McCall's 8400. It looks like it's kind of like a fun styling of sheriff costume, but again, it's gonna have a vest, a longer jacket, and I'm really trying to figure out sizing on these because they both have the same sizing. So I don't know if there's two different views or whatnot, but would love to hear a little bit more back from them. So guys, as I told you, I don't know if those are all the patterns. Those are definitely the ones that I saw at my local Joann's. As I mentioned, there are some patterns also for kids, but I did not photograph any of those just because I just didn't, I don't have kids. I got teenagers, but they're pretty grown now that I can sew for them. So if you're expecting some patterns for kids, this release has them. I have not seen them on the website. I don't know when it's gonna come out. So let's just cross our fingers that will be released soon. Same with the Nomi patterns. They are out there. I did not take pictures of those. I know that Mimi G did a little story reel on her Instagram on all of those patterns. There's some beautiful ones. There is one pattern that I am already seeing that it is inspired by a high-end designer. So eventually I will kind of pull those out and let you know. But guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and let me know if you liked any of those patterns in the comments below. All right, guys, I will see you next time. Bye.